guys, Logan here, and today I'm going to be giving you guys another 2019 movie review. This time, I'm going to be reviewing The Prodigy, one of the early horror films to come out this year. One of the early ones, so yeah. So Taylor Schilling plays a mother who is very concerned about her young son's disturbing behavior, thinks that something supernatural may be affecting him. I know very, very, very little about this movie going into it. I have not watched the trailer for this movie, nor have I read the synopsis of this movie. So I came in with a complete open mind and being as blind as a bat. So after viewing this movie, I must say, this is a surprise film to watch, I must say. Now, is it one of the best horror films of the year? No, I wouldn't go that far. I really wouldn't go that far. It's not a great horror film by any means. But I will say, it is a better horror film than some of the other horror films we've had in recent memory. Yeah, I'm looking at you, The Nun and The Possession of Hannah Grace. Taylor Schilling was really good in this movie as the mother who's trying to help her son, who was developing very quickly ever since he was born, and she started to see that her son is starting to be taking control under this supernatural entity, and she was trying to figure out what's causing him to be, causing his behavior to begin erratic. And the child who played her son, Jackson Robert Scott, who played Georgie in 2017 Split, he was really good in this movie. He was probably the best part in this entire film for me personally. He carried this movie with this really good performance, and every single effort he put into both the lighter side of him and the darker side of him. And it's not just because the different eye colors that you have, blue and brown, which you will reveal how he did have them ever since he was born, but he gave every effort that he could to everything that was given to him, given the material he was given within this film. And the craft of this movie was really, really well done. I like how this film takes a different approach with the direction of its story from most other horror films. Whenever you watch most horror films that have a similar story like this, or at least the same story, usually they are either possession movies or exorcist movies or something like that, where they revolve around one character being possessed or being taken under control by a evil entity or spirit or ghost or whatever. But this one takes a different approach from that and just takes into a very different turn. And I feel like the director behind this film did a very good job with that, as well as everybody else behind this film. Now, were there loud jump scares in this movie? Yes, but they weren't like loud, predictable jump scares that you see coming from a mile away. They weren't like set up for, letting you hear these loud booming sounds while seeing a character turning around after being touched, and then there's this loud noise. There's not much like that in this film, and I also got to give credit to the people behind this film for doing that, particularly the director. Now that's where the positives that I have of this movie end at. Let's get to the negatives I have of this film. I did not like the ending. I didn't like how this movie wraps up at the ending. It really felt like how this movie, the build-up to the ending was much more scarier and darker and more creepier than the ending that we actually got. It really felt like this movie the movie was building up to an ending that I thought was going to be much darker and creepier than that. Than the one we actually got. But the ending that we got was done in a way that didn't feel warranted and felt needlessly it didn't feel right. Basically, it felt really off. Many other characters in the entire film, besides the mother and the son, I didn't care for any of them to begin with. I didn't care for anybody else besides the mother and the son. Jackson Robert Scott and Taylor Schilling really carried this movie with their really good performances as the mother and the son. Particularly Jackson Robert Scott. The characters in here were just disposable, forgettable, and just completely bland, and you honestly don't care about them and don't care about whether they live or die. And that's honestly really sad to think about it, and that's what I feel like this movie drops the ball on, which is not developing the characters very well, other than the son and the mother. But other than that, this movie was a pleasant surprise. I didn't expect this movie to be surprising as I thought it was going to be. Not as bad as I thought it was going to be going into it. I mean, on paper, it sounds like a generic, cliche, bland horror film. But after seeing it, again, I was surprised. And I gotta give people behind this film credit for making this film at least serviceable to watch. I'm going to give The Prodigy a Silver Medal of Honor. Anyway guys, that is my review for The Prodigy. My Battle 5 video will be coming up as soon as I'm done editing this one, as well as uploading this one. So stay tuned. If you guys enjoyed this review, please click the like button, and if you have already seen this movie, comment below to let me know what you think of it. If you enjoyed what you've seen here and you want to see future videos from me, please press up there to subscribe and turn on the notification bell. And I will see you guys in the next video. Have a great week, Battle Squad, and as always, fight the good fight.